Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, outside the church of the St. Sebastian Society. Now, inside the church are some of the most exquisite paintings, glass-stained walls, and articles of Christianity in the world. Needless to say, all the great art inside of the church, there's some great art outside of the church. Two sculptures of Saint Sebastian himself are posted outside of the church. Now, as you can see, the detail put within the sculptures took a lot of skill and hard work. This skill and hard work shown through the sculptures is also shown through the paintings and glass-stained walls and articles of Christianity inside of the church. Now, I'm sure y'all will have a bunch of questions after the tour, but those will have to wait until the end. Now, as we move to the inside of the church, you'll see, first when you walk in, the baptismal font, the rows of chairs that people sit in during Mass, and then all the way at the end is the altar. Now, first, the baptismal font is, as you can see, is in the shape of a cross. Now, it has both vertical and horizontal, which Jesus Christ himself is both. The baptismal font is where adults, children, and any other kinds of people, I guess you can say, get baptized in front of the whole church. Usually in Catholicism, you're usually baptized at birth or when you're a little baby. But some parents decide to get baptized when they're older as adults. Either way, you're still being baptized and being saved from all the sins that you'll ever commit. Next, as we walk through the doors behind the baptismal font, you see all of the rows of wooden seats spread all the way out through the church. These seats are made out of wood, have a comfortable pad to sit on, and also have little cubbies that hold the Bible and pens and paper if you want to take notes during the liturgy. As we go down the aisle, you come up to the altar. Now, the altar is where, during communion, everyone goes up and receives the Eucharist from the priest or the pastor who leads the Mass. And also, when you go up there, you're supposed to bow as a sign of giving towards Christ. Now, we'll take a left going from the altar and come over to one of the sides of the walls. And if you look up, you'll see a beautiful glass-stained window with different types of pictures within the walls. You might not be able to see here, but there are different people and different designs and different ancient symbols shown within the glass. As you look down the wall, you see a picture of Jesus and Roman soldiers heading on their way to Jesus' crucifixion, which is one of the stations of the cross. Now, moving down to the bottom of the wall, there's another stained glass window, but this time it's of Jesus on the cross, which is also known as a crucifix, because this is Jesus' crucifixion. So a picture or a artwork of him on the cross would be called a crucifix. Now, as we get done with that wall, we take our way back around to the altar and then to the other side of the church, to the right side of the wall. Up above, you see a stained glass window of Saint Sebastian tied up against a tree. Now, next, heading down the wall, you see another picture of a station of the cross, and it is Jesus carrying his cross to his crucifixion. But because of his suffering, his brutal suffering and beatings, he's weakened and can barely carry the cross. And other people watching him carrying his cross go down and start beating him more, and some are nice enough to try and help him up. And then, finally, the last thing on this wall is another glass-stained window of a soldier holding a sword and also holding a spear that is used to give Jesus his last blow before he dies, and to make that it's also used to make sure he's dead. Now, making our way back to the altar, back around to the altar, heading down the aisle of seats, and then back to out the doors to the baptismal font, then to the outside of the church where you see the sculptures and the other sculpture, and then to the big picture of the whole church. Now, I hope you all had a good time on your tour of the Church of the Saint Sebastian Society. And if you have any questions, just come up and ask me privately. Thank you all for your attention, and have a good day.